Here is a number that almost nobody is talking about. In the 12 months between mid-2024 and mid-2025, 12 million workers were displaced by AI-driven automation. Not threatened, not at risk, actually displaced. That is a McKinsey Global Institute figure. And it is just the beginning of what 2026 data is revealing. But here is what makes this moment genuinely different from every previous AI scare. We are not talking about robots on factory floors anymore. We are not talking about software automating spreadsheets. We are talking about AI agents, systems that can plan, decide, use tools, and execute multi-step tasks without a human in the loop at all. That is an entirely different category of displacement. And the data from 2026 is finally giving us a clear picture of what is actually happening versus what people assumed would happen. So here is what we are covering today. 1. Which jobs are being hit hardest? 2. Which ones are holding? And 3. The one skill gap almost nobody is preparing for. Stay with me on that last one, because it changes everything about how you should be thinking about your career right now. The World Economic Forum's January 2026 Future of Jobs report surveyed over 1,000 employers representing more than 14 million workers worldwide. The headline finding was stark. By 2030, just 4 years from now, employers expect 92 million roles to be displaced globally. They also expect 170 million new roles to emerge. Net positive, on paper. But here is what that framing hides. The displaced roles are concentrated. They cluster around white-collar, knowledge-based work, the exact jobs that the previous wave of automation left untouched. Data entry clerks, administrative assistants, customer service agents, junior analysts, paralegal researchers, junior software developers. These are not fringe roles. These are the entry points of the global middle class. And the emerging roles require skills that most displaced workers do not have. Yet. Now let us get specific about agents, because generalist AI was already automating tasks. Agents are doing something qualitatively different. An AI agent does not just answer a question. It sets sub-goals. It selects tools. It searches the web, pulls data, compares options, writes a report, and flags exceptions, all inside a single automated pipeline. A task that used to require a junior analyst half a day, an agent handles in 4 minutes. A 2025 Stanford HAI report found that AI agents have reached human-level performance on 49% of professional benchmark tasks, up from just 28% 2 years earlier. That is not a gradual curve. That is acceleration. And the industries feeling this first are finance, legal services, and software development. Goldman Sachs' internal research from late 2025 showed that AI coding agents were completing roughly 25% of new code commits at the firm, up from near zero 18 months prior. Law firms using agentic legal research tools reported 40% reductions in billable hours for junior associate work. These are not pilot programs. These are live production deployments, at scale, now. Before you catastrophize, the picture is not uniformly bleak, not even close. We are about halfway through. And what comes next is the part the mainstream headlines completely miss, and it changes the calculation entirely. We have covered what is being displaced. The next section is about what is actually growing, and what skill you can build right now that AI cannot replicate for at least the next 5 years. Here is the paradox buried inside the 2026 numbers. Demand for AI-adjacent human roles is surging. Not AI engineers. Not machine learning researchers. Though yes, those too. We are talking about roles that barely existed 2 years ago. AI trainers, model evaluators, prompt engineers, automation workflow designers, AI compliance auditors. By late 2025, LinkedIn reported a 214% year-over-year increase in job postings requiring AI agent skills. 214%. In 1 year. and the median salary for those roles is running 23% higher than equivalent non-AI positions in the same sectors. That premium exists because supply has not caught up to demand yet. There is a window here. It is not permanently open, but right now, it is wide open. There is also a broader hiring shift that most analysts are underreporting. The Brookings Institution published research in early 2026 showing that companies deploying AI agents are not uniformly downsizing. About 38% of firms using agentic AI were actually adding headcount, specifically to manage, audit, and scale their AI systems. So the narrative that AI agents equal mass layoffs is too simple. What is actually happening is a compression of the middle. Routine cognitive work is collapsing. High judgment, high oversight work is expanding. The question is not whether you have a job. The question is whether your current role sits in the collapsing middle or whether you can move. Now let us get granular, because sector-level data is where this gets personal. Healthcare is one of the most interesting cases. Administrative healthcare roles, billing, coding, prior authorization, scheduling, are being automated at pace. Optum and United Health both reported significant reductions in administrative headcount through 2025, driven directly by agentic workflow tools. But clinical roles, diagnostic work, patient communication, care planning, are not just surviving. They are growing. The Deloitte 2026 Health Tech Report projects a net increase of 1.4 million clinical support jobs globally by 2028, precisely because AI is handling the paperwork burden that was consuming clinician time. The pattern repeats in finance. Routine analysis, report generation, compliance documentation. Agents are owning that work now. But relationship management, complex deal structuring, regulatory interpretation, those are expanding. JP Morgan Chase disclosed in their 2025 annual report that their AI deployment had eliminated the equivalent of roughly 2,000 full-time analyst roles. And simultaneously, their headcount of senior client advisors went up by 11%. Same story in marketing. Programmatic content creation, A/B testing, campaign reporting, largely automated. Strategic positioning, brand judgment, audience insight, humans still own that. And the Gartner 2026 CMO survey found that marketing leaders ranked human creative judgment as the #1 capability they could not yet delegate to AI systems, and would not for the foreseeable future. The thread running through every sector is the same. Agents excel at volume, speed, and pattern execution. They struggle with ambiguity, ethical judgment, novel situations, and trust-dependent relationships. Every role sitting in that second category is a role with a longer runway than the headlines suggest. And this brings us to the skill gap I mentioned at the start. AI literacy is not about writing code. Let me be clear about that. It is about understanding what AI agents can and cannot do well enough to direct them, catch their errors, and make decisions they cannot make. It is the difference between someone who uses a calculator and someone who understands when a calculator gives you a wrong answer you did not notice. A 2026 MIT Sloan Management Review study found that workers with strong AI collaboration skills, defined as the ability to effectively delegate to, monitor, and correct AI systems, were 31% more productive than their peers, even when both groups had access to identical AI tools. The tools are not the differentiator. The judgment is. That is the moat. That is what you are building when you learn how to work with agents, rather than just fear them. So here is where we land. The 2026 data is real, it is significant, and it is accelerating. Here are the 4 numbers that matter. 1. 12 million workers actually displaced in a single year. 2. AI agents at human-level performance on 49% of professional benchmark tasks. 3. A 214% spike in job postings requiring AI agent skills. 4. A 31% productivity gap between people who can direct AI and people who just use it. These numbers are not coming from tech optimists. They are coming from Stanford, McKinsey, the WEF, MIT, Deloitte, Gartner, and Brookings. What the data does not say is that this is over. It says this is the moment where the gap between people who understand what is happening and people who do not is becoming expensive. So here is my question for you. Drop it in the comments. Are you actively developing AI skills right now, or are you still in wait-and-see mode? I am genuinely curious where most of you are landing on this, because the answer affects what we cover next. If this kind of data-first breakdown is useful to you, subscribe. We do this every week. No hype, no doom. Just what the numbers actually say. And if you want to go deeper on exactly which AI skills are worth building first, not in theory, but based on what employers are paying for right now, that breakdown is right here.